Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
What's up, Ted?
What's going on, Ani?
Not much. We are here for Together Tuesdays with AMC Guy. Looks like it's just going to be us tonight. Where's Maria? Maria, where you at? Got a lot to cover today for Together Tuesdays.
What are we talking about today?
I got a long list, actually. Hopefully, Crystal will join us here in a little bit. She's going to talk about some fun stuff that's going on with her as well.
Nice.
But give everybody a minute to get on here. We are broadcasting live on Facebook. Can you hear me? Okay. Everybody
Yes,
good?
I think we can.
Awesome. Sweet. Very cool. So today's topic is going to be Giving Tuesday.
Yes.
Exciting. Alrighty.
So much going on with that.
Yeah, so every year, there is a huge campaign on actually it's a worldwide campaign, which is really cool. It's supporting nonprofit charities, your favorite charities. Doesn't have to be ours, but we would appreciate it if it is. This year AMCSI is going to be launching a new program, which is really cool, our holiday funds, and we're hoping to help 5, maybe possibly 10 families with a holiday fund. Don't know who that is, Ted. So exciting to launch a new program. That might be Crystal. I'm not sure if it is or not.
I'm gonna admit her. See who it is. Let's see who this is.
Sounds good. Possibly me. Hello, hello.
Oh,
Maybe
and they're
not.
gone. And they're gone. They're here, then they're not.
That's all right.
Okay, so we were talking about our.
It's like when you're expecting company. And they knocked on the wrong door. That's funny.
They went to the wrong house.
They went to the wrong Zoom room.
So we were talking about our Giving Tuesday AMC Holiday Fund, I believe.
Yes. So we're really excited about launching that. So that's an additional program that you'll see. Applications will be opening soon, which is exciting. And then hopefully we'll have a good amount of community support for Giving Tuesday. So Giving Tuesday actually falls November 28th this year. Yes. So, and it usually falls like right after Black Friday.
Right.
And right after Cyber Monday. So,
Cyber
so you
Monday.
have two, yes. So you had, right. So you have like 3 days of spending lots of money, but then you have a day of giving. And you don't necessarily have to give funds, which is really cool. So we do have a spot on our website to also give your gift of time. So if you are interested in giving in that aspect, we are always looking for volunteers. So if you have a specific talent that AMCSI could utilize, we would love to know about it. We're actually starting to get a good bit of folks that are willing to help us out in the volunteer realm. So if you are not in a position to give monetary donations, we appreciate the time that you have to give to AMCSI. And Crystal can actually tell you a lot about that because she volunteers a good bit for us as well. Hey, Crystal.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good.
You're totally fine. We're just hanging out.
Okay.
Talking about the AMC Holiday Fund and Giving Tuesday. How are you?
Good. takes a little time for these things to pick up, doesn't it?
That's
Yeah.
okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, we're just here hanging out on Zoom, on Facebook
Well,
Live.
at least you guys have somebody to hang out with.
Yeah.
Normally,
Yes,
I'm like hanging out by
yes.
myself, and it's like, okay, how long do you like give it? You know, do you 20
Hey,
minutes?
we still have to run together Tuesdays, even if nobody shows up. And if it's just me,
Absolutely.
I'm just talking to myself. I
We'll always
don't
be
know how
here.
yeah, I don't know how content creators do it. Like they
They,
just talk on
it's a
live.
job, right? It's a
It is a
job, and
job.
they're like literally have to be on it everywhere all the time. It's
Yes,
nonstop.
yes.
It's
I
exhausting.
don't have that much to talk about.
Yeah, you do.
But I do. I do. Well, I
Yes, you
do, but
do.
yes, yes. It's a lot of fun talking to our AMC community. So if our AMCers are out there on Facebook watching and want to jump on the Zoom with us, the link is in the Together Tuesdays promo. So,
Yeah.
come hang out with us if you want to, while I run through a lot of the announcements.
And it's
Um,
also on our website under Get Involved too.
Yes. Yeah. So hopefully, yeah, that's the goal. We're hoping maybe by the new year, people will pick up that we're hanging out every Tuesday, just on Zoom, just talking about stuff that we've got going on in the community. So that's pretty exciting. So tell us what's going on with Christopher, which is super
Yeah, so
exciting. I saw the cute photos that were
yeah.
you published with him
So
and his bear.
It's
today's
awesome.
the official day that they release his bear. So every year, Starlight Canada um, chooses a child to create their Starlight Bear, and in turn, they tell a little bit of their story. And
Oh,
obviously, perfect opportunity to provide AMC awareness. We have the blue AMC ribbon. It has the
mhm.
blue eyes. It has a blue car, race car on its booty.
Nice.
And because he really loves race cars and all things fast. So,
That's awesome.
and one of the other major fundraisers that they do for Starlight Canada. So a little bit about Starlight Canada is they are one of Canada's largest children's charities and foundations that raises money for kids that live with rare illnesses, diseases, children with cancer, and their families. And they provide them experiences. They provide tickets to get to attend things that can sometimes break up, your medical appointments, your surgeries, your everyday life of therapies, whatever, it is for each family. I know at different ages and stages it can be different things and mean lots of things. I know in the beginning, you know, of the journey, like we were just so overwhelmed and so overcome by just so much. And to take time to allow your child to be a kid was really, really important. And so that's what I think that Starlight tries to do is just give kids the experiences to be kids. They sponsor kids when they're in hospital. They bring in like fun gift packs. They donate play systems. So the first place that I heard of Starlight was actually Montreal Shriners when we first went to seek medical care in an AMC clinic, the only one in all of Canada in Montreal. And they sponsor to have like those game units kind of in hospitals as well. So it just provides either the individuals or even just family members, because some people have to bring, their whole family. So yeah, they do a lot for kids like Christopher and their families. And yeah, so that's what
Awesome.
they make a bear every year. This is their 15th year doing it.
That's
It's
so
And
offered
so
through
they
Toys R Us.
collaborate with Toys R Us, right?
Yeah, so they work in part with Toys R Us, and yeah, they sell the bear in their stores. And like I had mentioned, there is a fundraiser opportunity. It said on the Starlight Canada page that there's an opportunity to do your own fundraiser using the Starlight Bear. So I
Oh,
don't
nice.
know what all that entails, but I'm currently like emailing and finding out what we can do to hopefully try and get some of these sponsored for, AMCSI and bring them down to conference and either have them available in the shop or have them available for auction.
Nice.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, I think that there was a few people that maybe had messaged you. I was gonna message you as well, Crystal, to see if I could just purchase one through you and then have
So
you
for the
have
time
you bring it.
being, until I get like all of the information,
Mhm.
yeah, just feel free to message and I will purchase one and I'll ship it and
Okay.
just reimburse me.
Yeah, because I don't think
Nice.
they ship internationally, do they? Or
I don't think
I didn't, yeah, I didn't see an option to change like the address or the country.
Yeah. I'd
So,
be willing to like purchase though, and then I can just like, I'm only 45 minutes from the US border. So if I go down and just ship within the US, then it might be a little bit more cost effective too.
okay. Yeah, no, that would totally work. I
Mhm.
mean, I could totally do a road trip and meet you at the border.
You absolutely could.
Get a nice warm crystal hug
Yeah.
and a bear. That
Like I
would be
did with the
awesome.
t-shirts, right?
Yes,
We
exactly,
find a way,
exactly.
right? We find a way.
We
I just
will
feel like
find a way.
US has a much larger territory, or I guess condensed amount of people in a large area, right? We have a lot
Right.
more land up here than we do people.
Hmm. Yes, for sure. I'll try to figure out a way we can get like maybe 10 of them or something like that, and we'll throw them
Yeah,
in Misha's car.
yeah.
That would be great.
And
That would
I
be
was even
fun.
thinking for like some of the new moms too, right? They might
Yes,
make a good addition to
Mhm.
those little gifts,
yes.
right? So
Yeah.
Yes, and we're hoping to have Marty Sheedy join us eventually. Hopefully maybe on the 28th. I haven't had a chance to touch base with him yet, but he's actually starting his um vision for his foundation back up again. And one
mhm.
of the things that he wanted to hit on was the new moms and the moms that are have AMCers hospitalized and just making
Yeah,
sure that they're taken care of. So
yeah. We need
so
to wrap
hopefully,
around people, right?
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yes, they do. They need that first year is the hardest for
it
our
is.
AMC
It is.
mamas and caregivers and dads. And so we definitely need to support them any way we can. So that would be a great collaboration if we could figure out a way to
Actually,
get some
that's
of those
perfect
bears.
because I can, like, Detroit's obviously a little bit farther for me, but it's
Mhm.
still doable, and I would go and see Marty any day. So,
I'm sure Marty would love it. He loves visitors and he loves hugs. Hey, Rini, how are you? Are you there? Maybe she's just listening. She's hanging out with us
I'm
just to give
here.
us Oh, hey,
hey,
how are
Hi, friends.
you?
Hello, hello.
How's it going? Our favorite PT on the planet.
Or something. So I was pondering your quest for fundraising,
Ah, we
and
love
I
we
think
love when
that you
Rainy got
should
her thinking
really
cap on.
play up stories of people that have benefited rather than asking for money. Tell the stories of what has happened.
Mhm.
So those that have had the opportunity to be supported in their adoption process, those who have been supported in their research process, those who have
education.
had grants involving the process for medical care, get them to be like reels on Facebook, little reel videos that
Mhm.
play on Giving Tuesday.
Absolutely. That is a great idea, Rini. We actually love that. And we discussed making videos, appreciation videos, obviously for donors, but also,
There I
there you are.
What hair?
But yes, definitely creating an environment for our families to shine as well, and especially those that have benefited from our community give back programs. That is definitely something we want to highlight and reach out and actually touch base with a lot of the families that we've helped over the years. We know that we've made a big impact on a lot of them, and yes, we want to tell their stories, and we want to showcase, there's so many different avenues of really supporting our families. And I know one of the biggest things is the families that have younger ones want to know how AMCers do things. They are so interested in the drive, like just learning how to drive.
Right.
And so
I
Go ahead.
think that convention is a huge component of AMCSI, but I think that you need to bring in the reality of convention in terms of
Mhm.
we started with it being free to everyone, and it was a huge burden for the team, and it wasn't doable. And we tried really hard to get funding for it outside of the realm of the families, and it's just been really hard. And how hard we try to keep the price down. But the only way we can keep the price down is to have the support to keep it going. And this is like a lifeline for so many families.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. Yeah, absolutely. And we do. Michelle does such a wonderful job of
Does.
researching the hotels and trying to make that price point affordable for all of us. It's just so difficult finding that perfect hotel that would accommodate our unique families. We have so many different unique needs. And that's really what eliminates a lot of the hotel choices that are out there.
I know you're
And
set on it staying in the United States, but I'm just going to put this out there that we got the opportunity through Muscular Dystrophy Canada. So that's another like neuromuscular organization here. I believe they have a branch in the States as well, but they include a myoplegia under the dystrophies. And they did their first family retreat again this year. And so Kira and I had the opportunity of bringing Maeve and Christopher up to this really, really beautiful resort. Typically, it's for families that are impacted by cancer in childhood. And it is accessible in every way. They have lifts that they bring for people that need Hoyer lifts. They have ramps to access everything. They have accessible washrooms, accessible showers, and just this massive space. And it was just really so beautiful to see such an amazing accessible location. So I was like, I need to tell Mommy and see if they'll
it's wonderful, but you have to consider the cost of travel for it.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And
yes.
that's the challenge.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Yeah, I would
Just like
love
it's
to come to
expensive for us to come there, right? It's the
Right.
same difference.
Yes.
So it's just
I mean, it's expensive for our West Coast families to come to the East Coast, and
correct.
vice versa.
Yeah,
If we
absolutely.
ever find an affordable hotel on the West Coast, it'll be tough on our East Coast families to come out there
Totally.
to us. So it's, yeah, there definitely has to be some give, and trying to meet in the middle is just hard. We're
It
trying our
is.
best, but yes, I would love to come to Canada and have a retreat there. and I would love to do a mom's retreat, Crystal. We need to plan something with the moms.
Yes,
So it would
absolutely.
be so much fun if we could put
Do
that on
something.
our agenda as well.
Absolutely.
Maybe try to do
that-
like
that-
a theme meet up there, Crystal, like, and
Come
then we
on
could
up.
promote it that way.
It was just a really really heartwarming and beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
it's everybody like of every, ability was able to participate, right?
Yeah.
And we actually got to meet some like one lady with AMC in Toronto that didn't know about our community.
Oh, wow.
So we
Oh,
got to,
wow.
yeah, we got to introduce ourselves and just, we obviously like really dove in on AMC support and conference and your grants that you do to get people that have never been to conference, didn't know about conference.
Yeah.
Misha, like you name it, we were giving her all of the information that we could. And we actually had there was at least 4 different families that had AMC.
Wow.
So we had
Oh,
one of
wow.
our other little families that has little Lucy. They're from Peterborough, and they came as well. She has the ZC4H2, so the ZARD version of arthrogryposis.
Oh, you mean Donahoe Hall syndrome?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a few of those families here in Ontario, and yeah, I try to support from afar. Like we provided them with their first little wheelchairs, so the Bellas Boombas. Just to get people moving and supported, and yeah, we try to share all these resources. Um, to connect families, right?
So awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Ted, you should show Rini the shirt you're wearing.
Oh, yeah. I got the research for AMC
Oh,
shirt.
my research for AMC.
Yes. Yes. There.
I love that shirt.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Uh-huh. That's Rini's shirt.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are you still selling those, Rini, or is the campaign over?
It's over.
Okay, but you do that once a year, don't you? Or
I do it every once in a while.
once in a while. Gotcha.
But this year I did blue long sleeve because I feel like
Mhm.
we all have every short sleeve t-shirt on the planet, and you need a
Yes.
long sleeve t-shirt in the wintertime.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
So
Awesome. Very cool.
The
Are you
other opportunity.
okay,
Sorry, the other
Crystal.
opportunity at the muscular dystrophy is they did have some presenters. So like doctors and part of their research team. And so I was able to plug in the symposium for next year as well with that team. And I left my information to be able to
Okay.
connect. And actually I just had one of them reach out via email. So I don't who is the best person for me to direct them to in regards to the symposium.
So we're just getting a committee together, a planning committee together for that. So
Okay.
that's like just now happening.
Right.
So as soon as I have like that general email to share with everybody,
Okay.
For the general contact, because I don't want to bombard Noemi with a ton of emails from the community with questions when we could probably do a FAQ. But just so everybody's aware, the 4th International Arthrogryposis Symposium will be in Montreal, September 29th through October 1st, which is super exciting. We're coming to Canada. We actually priced out flights to Canada. They're a little expensive. I don't know. I'm thinking about driving.
Or fly into New York,
fly into New York and then rent a car and drive. It might be a little bit cheaper. Yes, but we will be there on the ground with bells on. I'm hoping to bring at least a handful. We had 10 representatives from AMCSI at our last symposium, so I'm hoping to bring at least 5 or 6 of us with us to rep and support.
I'm going.
I know Rini's presenting.
Well, you know that you're going to have a welcoming committee from Canada.
Yes.
I hope so.
Yes.
Even if it's just
Rini,
Karen and I, we will be there with bells on.
Rini, when is your birthday? Is it coming up soon? I really loved your
Tomorrow.
post. Is it tomorrow?
Oh.
Oh, happy birthday
Happy early
tomorrow.
birthday.
Yes.
Don't you like my idea? for my
Yes,
birthday.
I have read every one of your entries
It
on
just makes me
Facebook.
happy.
Yes, it
It is a
does.
good
It
one.
does. I love I have an idea because I've heard that from you
All the
before.
time.
I have an idea.
Well,
It's
you
like
know,
for the
this
last
one woman,
18 years.
I've been friends with her forever. Like she was my patient, but then she's become my friend. And
Aw.
she's written all these things, and I'm sure I did them, but I don't remember doing them.
You don't remember them. I know, and it's funny how you ask people, like it doesn't have to be about you, but everybody has pretty much made it about you and your impact on their lives, and that is so touching just to read. I think
It's
I
so
got
sweet.
teary-eyed.
It's so
It
sweet.
is. It's beautiful. You
But you
are
know
a
what?
rock
I like
star.
to hear about people successfully getting a job or getting a driver's
Right.
license or figuring out
Yes.
something that they didn't think they could do themselves. Like it feeds my soul to see success. And
Yes.
I'm just happy to see people be great.
Yes, yes. It's a great post. It's a great idea for a birthday post. I might steal it for next year.
Do. Do.
Ted needs to write his entry too. So
I haven't
because
gotten there yet. I'm
you
working on it.
I know you've tortured him too. So
But it doesn't have to be about something I did.
Right.
It really should not be. It should be about success.
yes,
I can do
absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. Awesome. Do you have any current research projects going on right now, or is it still what you've had
Well, I'm
brewing
working
for a
with
while?
the Shriners people. We have an international group that's working on the GMFC AMC, a GMFMAMC, which is a grading thing where you can look at how people function and give them a grade, and it will travel with them through their lifetime. So it's kind of predicting how you functioned at 2 and where you're going to be when you're at
Cool.
18.
Wow.
Kind of like the GMFCS that they have for CP, which is very interesting. And Noemi's
Very cool.
really hardcore spearheading this. So we're doing that. I had a meeting with Meg Science at University of Delaware, and we have a few things that are in the pot of things that we would like to work on. But I have to work through some of the IRB stuff to get that to happen. One of them I find very interesting in terms of, I am very leery about hip intervention and how that impacts on back pain in the future. And so we talked about some things to look at that, and also to look at pain and sleep. Because the AMCers don't sleep well. So those are the sort of things that
Right.
is in the pot of things that we would like to deal with.
Okay.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Looking forward to seeing the results of that. I know that's
Or at
important to
least
a
get
lot.
the start of that.
To get the start of
Yeah.
it. Yes. Yes.
You're just at the beginning stages of getting that one going.
Absolutely. We are we have a list, and what are the priorities. Yeah. Meg is like my party planner. She's the person that says, what do you want to do? And I say, this is what I want to do. And she says, well, this is what we can do. And she kind of brings it back down. And then she says, well, this is how much money we have. Do you have any funding sources? And this is how we can do this. And this is what we can achieve. And then she makes it happen. And then we write some papers. And so she's my party planner, and she is as invested as I am, and she's the parent of an AMCer. So nothing drives that bigger than to own the person.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
good.
Well,
and she's really stinking smart.
Oh, we love that. Well, AMCSI has a research grant, right?
I do, and it will tap you as
Awesome.
soon as we get things through.
Yes, you definitely should. You definitely should, because you know, those are the reasons those funds exist, for researchers like you,
Right.
who are very dedicated to our AMC community. We definitely want to make sure we're being good stewards of funds, and that is definitely a way for us to do so, is completely supporting our researchers, our clinicians, and any type of research they're doing for
You
our
know, the
tuberculosis
more we
community.
know, the better we can get people's
Absolutely.
lives successful.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We're really excited to just even be able to offer that funding to you guys.
I'm
So,
also trying to get my husband to be an AMCSI volunteer on 2 realms.
okay.
So
Okay.
he retired recently, and he had been the chair of the IRB at his university. So I kind of feel like he would be a really good resource for the research committee
Okay.
for AMCSI. But he also has some really good photography skills. And
Yeah.
I think
Love that.
he would be helpful for the team, because I think he's really good at that sort of stuff.
He
That
is.
was
He
awesome.
did take beautiful photos at the New Jersey event. So definitely a good ask. I send me his contact information and I'll shoot him an email and say, hey.
I think he
So
would be a
a little
benefit. And
little birdie told us.
you can like tug on his, you have connections to this, and it's not through me.
Okay, we
hear this
won't
from
tell
me.
him. We won't tell him that the little birdie landed, told us a little secret.
Well, he
We heard
knows.
you were a really good photographer.
He
Don't
knows.
watch tonight's episode.
Yeah, definitely do not share. That's great. Yes, so we'll definitely reach out to him and definitely ask for next year if he's available to attend and take some great photos of our kiddos and our adults with AMC and all the events that happen, all the fun prom dancing. So that'll be awesome. Very cool. Very
I'm
cool.
trying. I'm trying.
Yes.
I just opened up my email from the lady from the Muscular Dystrophy Canada that reached out. She's a research analyst, and I guess they're kind of doing a similar study to what Montreal Shriners is doing as far as the costs associated with with families and caring
Okay.
for kids with disabilities. So their specific is called the BIND study, and they're just trying to capture costs related to neuromuscular disorders. It's important, especially for in Canada, because we don't have access to all of the different treatments and therapies and so on that America has. And so these studies are important to be able to access some of those treatments that might be in the pipeline closely coming to Canada for approval and or reimbursement for families. So they try to capture that information to positively influence those decisions and increase access to life-changing treatments that are to come. So just sharing that. It's called
That's awesome. Yeah.
BIND study, and that's through Muscular Dystrophy Canada.
Nice.
Maybe that's in Canada.
If they have links for that,
Awesome.
you should definitely send that along to us, and we'll push it forward too on our socials.
Okay. No problem.
Hey, Crystal, did you see that comment in the arthrogryposis group that Canada needed a patient support organization? I mean, like,
I haven't
we
heard
gotta get that
yet. Just saying.
I know.
Right when it's
I
like,
felt so bad, like posting that image. Yeah. When the came out earlier, I was like, Canada definitely
Where did
needs
you
something.
see that?
So it was actually done by the researchers that are researching AMC in adult women. in
Oh, okay.
pregnancy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so when they sent that, I was like, oh, Canada needs a patient support organization too.
Yeah.
There's so much that's going on in Canada. Like, I mean, you have like two of the major researchers there,
We
and
do.
or actually more than that. You
More
have
than
like a
that.
whole team.
Absolutely.
You have a whole team
Yeah.
at the Montreal Shriners. So, I
Yeah.
mean, like I'm thinking Dr. Hall and Dr. Sawatsky, but then on the
I
other
know.
side, you
Yeah.
have Noemi and her whole entire team at Montreal. So
The
it's
therapy team is like
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, where's your patient support organization? We need an AMCSI landing zone right there.
Yes,
So.
you do.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we could come up with. Maybe we'll have our have a nice footprint over there as far as starting something, because I don't know all the legalities of charity and all that fun stuff, but it would be great to have
Well,
something.
actually, I was doing some research.
Oh, where's she doing some research?
And there's a few different options, but one of them is like they consider it a co-op. So I think it might work well for what we're hoping to do. So yeah, I'm just going to dive in a little bit more, but just sharing that there's a few different
There's
options.
options.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's similar to what
I don't have
the
money, right? So like I'm
right,
trying to create like, yeah, some type of way to be able to utilize what you've already built, but like an extension
right,
of that in here,
right, and
right?
not have to reinvent the entire
You
wheel.
got it. There, I feel like
Right,
it's point like that would be such a shame to do that,
right.
when we have all this really good knowledge and you just want to be able, I just like connecting people and like, people
Yes,
have
yes,
the ability to be able to do whatever they need to do. It's just
Yeah.
knowing about it, like having
right.
like, you create this kind of resource hub and
Connecting all those resources. Yeah.
you
Mhm.
got it. You got
Yep.
it.
Right. And I think the other factor is just Canada is so big, right? And
We're
so like,
huge with not a,
right,
with a lot of space in
a
between
lot
the
of
Mhm.
space.
space in
Yeah.
between the families
Yeah.
too. And so it's really hard to connect when you have, one family that is like 7 or 8 hours away, and you have a cluster of families in one area. So it's
3 days
definitely hard.
away.
Yes, yes,
Like
yes.
driving
So
from, yeah, New York to all the way to California
right,
to go
Yeah.
right,
from Ontario to BC, like
right.
it's a hike.
Yeah.
It is. It is. So definitely a factor in
However, I
creating
think it's doable because we do have families kind of in
right,
each space, right? And so my thoughts and ideas are to have kind of like a go-to person in each area,
Hmm.
right? And
right.
then you build those small little networks within each province,
Hmm.
and then you have a team, right?
Yeah.
Right. And that's similar to what AMCSI is wanting to
Yeah,
accomplish with the regional and statewide
yeah.
representatives, because it's easier to create those smaller gatherings. Like if you have one representative, a regional, on the West Coast, and then you have your state rep who's really wants to get our families together, they can easily create or collaborate even with surrounding states to
I
host
have
an event.
Absolutely. I have a question. Have you thought of putting together some type of orientation program to be able to deliver to your people that will be volunteering in those areas? Because we have a variety of experiences
Mm.
within individuals, families, and where they are and what their capacity is, because it's
Right,
different for everyone. And
Right.
we
of
want to
course.
always be mindful, right, of what one's capacity is. And
Mhm.
it changes, right, as
It
we
does.
grow and as we learn, but some people's like it doesn't, right? And so you want to remain respectful within people's capacities, because it's
Absolutely.
not just AMC that everybody is working with. We have lots of different things that make up our families in the world, right?
Mhm.
And being
Right.
kind and gentle with what we're trying to help people with. Because I know that there can be some harsh judgments sometimes that do get made as to why aren't you doing this and you should go here, and like we're wanting to give people that support that we know that would do them well, but
Mhm.
sometimes it's not always going to be that for every person. So we just have to be really mindful.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And that's really like just one of my dreams on the list is to create those. I think we even created the regions. There's like 9 or 10 regions, and then within each region has like maybe 10 states. And each state would then have a representative of their own, and they would and it's not really responsibility. I mean, it's really up to them. And like you said, capacity, if they do have the time to, reach out to the local hospitals or reach out to local event spaces and venues and see if, they could host an event, if they're willing to donate that space to the families. And it could be anywhere from 10 families to 50 families, because I know in Texas, we have a large AMC community. In Ohio, we have the same, and I think in California, Alexis was saying that we had about 40 families out there.
There's a
And
lot. There's a lot, and there's more coming, like from what I've
right,
noticed in the moms group.
right,
And
right. And so
it's
there's
kind
so
of
many
scary what
different,
they're being told out there, and like it just puts them in
right.
like panic mode, right? And then
hmm
it's
So they're traveling to our specialists that are on the East Coast. So,
everywhere
or
else but
somewhere in the middle.
yeah.
Right, right. Yeah. So there is, I mean, there's a lot of good that we could do with the extra help. So like I said, like we have the volunteer sign up form on our website, and that's like I think maybe one of the check marks that you can select if you're interested
Mhm.
in being in that space. That is
Sure.
probably, once we get a good amount of dedicated volunteers for that particular project. Yeah, we definitely would love to do like an orientation of sorts to, what's your expectation as far as being a state rep, and you would be free to utilize the funds of the mini meetup grants, and you would be able to reach out to your local hospitals and connect with the doctors there, maybe even the therapists there, and see, because we do see a lot of families that are traveling hundreds of miles for treatment,
Yeah,
and
and
maybe
it's
they
not
just
doable for
don't know.
everybody.
Right, it's
And it's
not.
not
And
doable for everybody. And like
right.
people are like, like putting yourself in a position where you could lose your home and lose your family and lose, like it's
hmm
just, to me that's bonkers when we it's hard to
Mhm.
advocate on a local level, but you can do it, right? And
Right.
it can be done. I can
Right.
promise
And I
everyone that the squeaky wheel always gets the grease. And
yes.
it is true. Like,
Yeah,
and don't take no for an answer.
right.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is like we have so many willing doctors willing to work with
Yeah,
other
that's
local
what I'm saying.
doctors, and
Yeah,
Ree's on Facebook. So,
yes.
and if somebody tags her in a post, I usually see her in groups answering some of the questions. So I think people
Well, and
do,
each of
they
these doctors has a unique portal that they are able to access one another within too. So
Oh,
like
that's so cool.
orthopedics, right? Like orthopedic surgeons, like, hey, connect. You've got
Mhm.
like a network, right? So
Mhm.
like let's make that to put it to good use instead of
Yeah.
just chalking things up to being, oh, it's too complex, I'm going to pass you
Mhm.
on. I'm like, no, that's not an
Yeah.
answer to give to anybody.
Right.
Yeah,
right?
for
Figure
sure.
something out, because there are people
Yes. And we need to find a solution for adult
yes,
doctors.
care. That's right.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So that's
in all
definitely a
fairness,
to
I
do.
just went to my family doctor with all of my research, and he just looked at me like I was like, okay, like you obviously know what you're talking about. I'm just gonna listen to you and make the referrals that you need. But not every doctor is like that, right? So
Mhm.
Yeah,
it
for
is
sure. But we
possible.
definitely do need more in the adult realm because we have such a huge adult AMC population that don't have any interventions anymore besides their GP. So it's
Well,
they're
they're kind of
discouraged
like
and
the
disheartened.
they're the walking studies
Mhm.
for our generation
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
AMCs that are coming up, right?
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
that's
For
the
sure.
day and age that we're kind of in right now, right?
Right.
Is and where we're at. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I have a
Absolutely.
question,
Hmm.
completely off topic.
What do you
Of
got?
course.
Who's running
you
the
got?
amyoplasia study at this point?
Dr. Hall and Yenny and Jeff Beck at
So it's
what
not
is it?
BC
anymore.
Children's.
No, he hasn't been named in that particular study.
Yeti, did you
Yenny
say?
Yenny from the Netherlands
Who's in the US?
uh Jeffrey Beck from is it Utah or Avera? He's from Avera. Is that that's not Utah? Is it one of the
It'll come to you.
Dakotas? It'll come to me.
Okay.
Avera Research. Have you heard of that? Research. Oh, Sioux Falls. So South Dakotas. I thought it was one of the
Really?
Dakotas.
South Dakota.
Yes.
Mhm.
So they have the
Okay.
genetics research study lab, I think, and they specialize in the twins research there. So
Okay.
that's why Jeffrey's involved. He had a bigger team, but I'm not sure exactly what happened. But Dr. Hall is part of that, and looking forward to proving that amyoplasia is genetic. She's been, I think that's like 10 years that I had a post about that she said, it was a Facebook post from 10 years ago where Dr. Hall had said that in 10 years, we will find out that amyoplasia was genetic. And here it is like 10 years later, and we're launching this study with the twins. And I was like, this is crazy that she just predicts stuff.
You know, I think that they will find something, and I think that they're going to find
Me too.
something a little different with everybody.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
you're going to
I
have
agree.
body types that have genetic similarities, but it's not going to be anything that you can do a prenatal test for.
right.
No, unfortunately, because even, yeah, I know when we do all the tests, right, they all come back, everything came back normal for what they study for, unless we can get
Right.
something in
Mhm.
addition to those first kind of, I guess, markers, right?
Right.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're about 10 minutes to wrap up time. So I'm just going to make a couple of extra announcements that we have. So Zoom calls every Saturday with the adults. And then Crystal has her mom's group on the 17th. Please sign up and show up, and don't leave Crystal
It's more or
lonely in
less
her
just
room.
showing up.
Just show up, hang
Sign up.
out, talk about mom stuff. And then we have the preteens and the teens, which will meet on the 18th, the young adults on the 19th. And there is pre-registration for the preteens because they're young and we want to keep them safe. And we also want our community to sign up for our holiday card exchange, which is exciting. Something that the families have done for the last, 16, 17 years now. So that's pretty cool. So get on that list so you can receive a card from your AMC family. And then what else do we have, Ted? That's it. I think we covered everything else.
Together Tuesdays,
Besides,
of course, for the next Tuesday.
yes,
Yes.
we're going to cover that. Ted's going to quickly just remind people about the sponsors and vendors and exhibitors. That early bird special is going to end the end of the year, so we want to make sure that folks.
I
get
had
that
someone. There was a group that I saw
skitties.
called Skitties
Nice.
at
Okay.
a conference that I went to, and it's for making it. They're kind of like little paper products that go into underwear for people that can't quite reach and get it quite right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
they were more than willing to be part of AMCSI.
Nice.
Oh,
And I think
nice.
that there
And be
is a
vendor.
population that would benefit from that.
Awesome.
All
We'll
right.
definitely reach out to them.
Very cool. Will you take a picture of that and send it over to Ted so that way we
I
can
will.
contact him? Awesome. Thank you, Rini, for that contact. Love that.
You know, you got to look at the unique that makes a difference for everyone.
Yeah.
And sometimes when
Absolutely.
you're trying to do something more independent, it's not as nice as you'd like it to be, but you want to be successful.
Absolutely.
That's true. It's absolutely true. So I'm gonna share the screen real quick, just to show people where to go on the website to to show people about what we have set up for next year's conference so far. So if you go to the website, you'll see it's right in the navigation, 19th annual AMCSI conference. It's got the logo, the nice city of Atlanta behind it. And we have our early bird online forums, and these are all online now. So, and they're all active. So it has all of the informations of the different sponsorship setups. You can fill out the forms. Once you fill out everything and you hit submit, it automatically goes to a new online payment setup. There's also for organizations that still want to pay by check, we have that information on each page as well. And there's a form for each one of these. So we have the sponsorship form, the exhibitor sign up form, which is also everything set up the exact same way, very similar. You fill out the forms, sign up for what you're interested in, hit submit, and it goes to a payment portal. And again, everything can also still be paid by check and all the information is there as well. But it's all up there and everything ends, the early bird program ends on January 1st. So we have program ads. So if you want to advertise in the program, we're looking for full pages and half pages. We still do offer the smaller sizes, but we're pretty much promoting those two sizes. And it's very similar to the other forms. You fill it out, hit submit, and it goes to a payment portal and everything's directly online. And as I said, all three options are available to be sent by check, but everything's up there live and right on our homepage from the navigation at the top. So that is what we
Yes.
have up there. And we will have other conference information coming soon, starting, January, February, as the new year begins. So
Yes, we are going to get through membership drive first in January, and then we'll start with the launch of registration as soon as
Right.
Michelle gives us the green light, and ticketing is ready to go. So, but we're
Right.
excited to see everyone in Atlanta next summer.
we'll start showing
So-
speakers and everything else and all the information that we have planned and everything that we have lined up for Georgia, for Atlanta.
Awesome. All right, Ted, when's our next meeting?
Our next meeting is going to be the 14th. And
Awesome.
I actually have to pull that up. I totally missed that. Bonnie, do you have that information pulled up? I totally missed that setup.
Oh, no, it's fine. So November the 14th is our next meeting for Together Tuesdays, and we actually have invited a special guest. David Solano will be here to talk about his new book. What is
Oh,
it called?
good.
Anything is Possible. So that'll be exciting. He'll talk about that a little bit and hopefully read a little bit of an excerpt from his book for us. And then hopefully we'll see him in Atlanta as well. That'll be super exciting. And then of course, at the end of every Together Tuesdays, we have a secret word.
Yes.
And that is to win a prize. So we're hoping that people at home are not reading. Well, I'm thinking newsletter. Read the newsletter and find the secret word, and you get a prize. But if you watch Together Tuesdays and get the secret word, you also get a prize. So we would love for you guys to email us at info@amcsupport.org. Ted, what's our secret word for today?
Secret word for today is turkey, because we're getting close to Thanksgiving.
Yes. And so you guys have got to, if you didn't catch it live, you have to watch the whole thing over again. And then, yes, we got some goodies to send to you. So
First 5 people that email it in will win the
yes. So we are looking forward to seeing everybody next Tuesday with David and our team. Hopefully Renee and Crystal can join us as well. I'll send out reminders.
Tuesday?
Yes, on the
Yeah,
14th.
we should be good.
Yes, and we're going to skip Thanksgiving weekend and then resume on Giving Tuesday. So we're actually meeting on Giving Tuesday. So awesome. Well, it's good to see everybody.
Yeah,
We'll
nice to
talk
see
to
you all
you.
too.
All right,
Thanks
take
for
care.
sharing, Crystal.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Renee. We
Thanks
appreciate
for
it.
everybody joining us, and be strong and be safe.
Hey, good night, everybody.
Good night.